very effective putting the ball on the floor, heading to the basket. Can you comment a little bit about her game, how that's developed, and also her new leadership role this year?
Well, I'll tell you, Macy's a heck of an athlete, just tremendous athlete. Great balance, great speed, great first step. I mean, if you look at her highlights from last year and she's in the open court, you know, it's impressive. I mean, she really developed her game from a not just pure ball handling, but using those to score, blow by people in the open court. Just made some real athletic plays. Stronger, more developed, you know, going into her junior year. Has made a huge jump from freshman to junior year, and that's a great sign. But incredible competitor, wants to win, loves Kentucky, loves her teammates, just somebody you're glad's on your team, and shooting the ball great, moving better defensively than she ever has. So, you know, as far as the work and the preparation she's put in, she's set up to have a terrific junior year. You got to go out and do it. Basketball's hard sport. I'm sure all of them are. You know, the thing with basketball, especially the way we're trying to play, is just so dynamic. You know, you can't stop and kind of analyze the play, huddle up, catch your breath. You got to go. And so all of these things that I'm talking about today are what I believe are possibilities. But I just continue to tell our team and everybody, you have to go earn the right to be called a team. That you're really doing that for together. You're doing it together for each other. You're in the right place at the right time. You're doing the things that are necessary to win. It's a lot to it. A lot of things that we've got to put together. So Macy has done a very good job to get herself to give herself an opportunity to have a great junior year. But she'll have to go out and do it.
What's your biggest concern going into the season?
Just what it is just about every year is, you know, can we find a way to blend 14 different people into a team? And, you know, I know, it's like I tell them all the time, there's no question when you walk in that room and you look at them, you know that there's enough in the room provided one thing, that they are going to bring it with the right effort and the right attitude every day, and they're going to work their head off to be the best. So we're not going to walk on the court and blow anybody away just because we show up and are dressed in a Kentucky uniform. Anybody that's you know, at our level and has aspirations that we have, we're not going to just walk in and out-talent people. But if we walk in having prepared to the very best level, the best possible level, then we're going to be a handful. So easier to talk about on media day when everybody's feeling optimistic about it. Harder to get in there day after day. We'll practice about 150 times this year if it's like normal years. You know, I mean, it just you have to continue to bring it each and every day, and so that's always my concern. You know, I don't concern myself with. I try not to consume myself with a lot of negative thoughts like, well, what if this doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? I try to sort of look at it like a blank canvas and how beautiful can we make this picture. It's just, you know, sort of how I'm wired. And something great thing about this sport is there's humbling moments every day that kind of bring you back down to earth, but then you start learning, what do we need to work on? What can this team be good at? What can we really hang our hat on? And we're just so early right now, I can't tell you those things. But I do think that, just going back to what I said earlier, I do just think we've got a great chance because they seem to be able to handle a lot of work and they seem to have a good attitude.
You said there's enough in the room. Enough in the room for what? Like, what's the...
Oh, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for the SEC title and a SEC tournament title and Final Four and a national championship. I mean, that's what we're going to aspire to. And we have no idea what our ceiling is, so why put any limits on that? Why say, well, you know, I tell you what we'd like to do. We'd like to go 20-10 and, you know, be a 9 seed in the tournament. And that'd be a really great year for us. I mean, that's never been what we've done. Now, you have to be realistic, and are any of those things that I'm telling you just going to fall out of the sky and be given to us? No, we're going to have to go after it, but that's the pursuit. That's exactly what I would tell any of them. That's what I'm telling Evelyn and Michaela right now. Their goal needs to be not to be on a WNBA team. They need to be in the All-Star game in 5 years. Now, will they or not? We won't know unless we try. We won't know unless they give that kind of effort. And so there's certain things that we understand we have to do, but that's what we'll be pushing for and driving for and working toward every day. And I think when you hold yourself to that standard, basically what you're saying is you want to be the very best that you can be. So that's how we're approaching it.
Last year you said that you never once had to coach effort for the team, that they just brought it every time.
I said that last year?
Yeah, you did. About 4 or 5 or 6 times.
That was a nice thing to say about the team, wasn't it?
It was. So my question would be, do you think you're going to have to coach effort this year?
It doesn't seem like it right now. But that team earned that last year. They're whatever our record was, 22 and whatever, I don't remember the record. But I do remember that. I'll never forget that team, because that team did earn that place in my mind that I won't forget that team. So, I forget the records and maybe the scores of the games overall, but I won't forget that team. So now this team has the same opportunity, so I can't answer that till the end of the season. But I will say it for, I will continue to say that they certainly have the capability of being that kind of team. They've shown that thus far.
Matthew, your faith has always been a big, big part of your life. I hear about you talking it all the time. Where does that fit into your role as head coach of the University of Kentucky women's basketball?
Well, one thing that we're talking to our players about is being high character people, and so everybody's got to decide on what that anchor is going to be for them. And for me, it is my faith, and so I don't know how I could explain the success that we've had here any other way than the strength that I've been given through my faith to make decisions and choices, or whatever that, however you want to describe that. But it's something that's very, important to me and is my anchor, and where I try to begin and end every day. So it's an important thing for me. And so hopefully when I walk in that room, they have a coach that's prepared to lead them well that day.
Matthew, what does it feel like to have an invitational tournament, or I guess a multi-team classic named for you?
For me, that's a hard thing. I don't feel like that's. I don't feel that. I feel like I owe that place a lot more than they owe me. I was 30 and 29 there. I don't know that I did anything remarkable there. It did a remarkable thing for me. So, I wish they'd rename it Morehead State University Tournament or the Brian Hutchinson Tournament, who gave me the opportunity to coach there. I mean, that's a debt that'd be very difficult to repay there. So I appreciate it so much. I appreciate those folks there, Brian and Greg Todd, who I think is one of the best coaches I've ever seen or witnessed in my life. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't think that there ought to be a tournament like that named after me. Thank goodness I think they're honoring somebody every year. So they certainly shouldn't be two of them. If one's too many, but love Morehead State and what it did for Jenna and me, and it was our first 2 years of marriage there, and we feel like we just got off to a great start in our career and our life, and we're so happy to be here in Lexington. But that place is really, really special, and it's an incredible honor.
Can you give us a heads up on what we might see from you personally on Friday night?
Well, you'll see something. They evidently I haven't heard anything in the course of the off season. I keep waiting for one off season to someone come up to me and say, "Gosh, I hope I never have to watch you dance at Big Blue Madness again." But that's not the narrative. It's all, "Coach, what are we doing this year? What have you got this year? Coach, can I see you dance a little bit? Could you do a little dance for us right here? We got some music queued up. Could you dance?" And so what it is, you know, once a year, I have to call my parents and apologize once a year. Every Saturday morning after Big Blue Madness, Mom and Dad, I did it again. It embarrassed the family again, but it will. If I can stay on 2 feet between now and then, it'll be something else Friday night, and we're going to get after it and see what this year. It's getting hard, though, trying to figure out something to do. So, been another horrific, 2.5 minutes or whatever that is while I'm out there, and somehow, some way, people enjoy that. I still don't get it, but we'll be ready to roll. Don't you worry about that.
Thanks, everybody.
See you guys at practice. We're gonna have a good one.